As you know, your liberty-loving Latino here knows and understands the inhuman destruction brought by left-wing thought. I am no fan of the government-centered lunacy that has taken many forms over the centuries: communism, socialism, Maoism, Marxism, democratism. But all of these derivatives of left-wing thought have basic commonalities that have plagued the masses and littered human history. They include, but are not limited to, totalitarianism, dictatorship, all-powerful centralized control, poverty, a loss of basic human rights and individual rights, and of course, millions of deaths. Despite propaganda to the contrary, leftist regimes have been responsible for what Reason magazine classified as deca murders. That's over 10 million people who lost their lives at the hands of the brutal left-wing regimes around the planet. Communist China, for example, killed 97.7 million people. The former Soviet Union tallied nearly 62 million, and Nazi Germany 21 million. For various reasons, some have sought to protect these murderous regimes, either through historical revisionism or modern-day cowardice. But we're used to that. How many times have we heard apologists for this violence claim that the Nazi Holocaust never really happened? Thank goodness President Dwight D. Eisenhower ordered the Nazi atrocities documented so that future propagandists couldn't revise history in an effort to get us to drop our guard again. But that doesn't mean they're not trying. It's our last America last weekend. That's cause for celebration. In today's preamble, Joe Biden and the modern-day Democrat Party appear to be wholly owned subsidiaries of the CCP. Let's put aside the ideological kinship Democrats have with communists for the moment. Joe Biden and his party have a decades-long track record of either appeasing or aiding China in their pursuits. In fact, the economic relationship we have with China, started by Nixon, a Republican, is one where American money is funding the unprecedented military buildup of communist China. China now has a bigger navy than the United States. Through theft, because leftists are rarely intelligent enough to innovate, China's Air Force has fifth-gen aircraft complete with stealth and advanced warfighting tech. And for years, their standing army has dwarfed ours. In short, because of left-wing indifference, short-sightedness, or complicity, America is financing China's building of bombs and bullets to fire at us. As far as I know, it is the first time in human history where a nation financed its enemy's military buildup. Then there's the Democrats' domestic agenda. It, like all government driven by left-wing thought, centers around enriching government, empowering government, government growing, and growing of government, all while the people scrape by under the burden of massive inflation. The Democrat agenda entails soft-on-crime policies. It involves open borders and the breaking of laws to rid Democrats of their political opposition. From China to Mother Russia and Venezuela today to the Soviet Union in the past, leftists are jailing their opposition. Thankfully, real Americans saw what Democrats have stood for 12 of the last 16 years and reversed course in the 2024 election. But the modern-day Democrat, led by luminaries like Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez, Bernie Sanders, Chuck Schumer, Adam Schiff, and others, even after their America Last leftist agenda was rejected in November, they showed a watching world that they don't have the desire or the intellect to reverse course and become Americans again. The vacuousness, the doubling down on stupid, the insanity of the Democrats' affliction was made manifest in the most recent Senate confirmation hearings.
But what I'm asking you is, when you have a handful of people like Musk, who will soon be part of the Trump administration, and others, when you have three people owning more wealth than the bottom half of American society, when these people have enormous influence over the media, when they spend huge amounts of money in both political parties to elect candidates. What Biden said last night is we're moving toward an oligarchy. I'm asking you that question. Do you think, forget how they made their money, do you think that when so few people have so much wealth and so much economic and political power, that that is an oligarchic form of society?
Well, I would note that President Biden gave the Presidential Medal of Freedom to two people who I think would qualify for his oligarchs. So
this is not a condemnation of any one individual.
Trump's Treasury Secretary nominee Tom Bessent revealing the hypocrite that avowed socialist Senator Bernie Sanders is. You know, folks, I thank God for my wonderful wife, my kids, my country, the greatest nation ever. And Americans like you who believe in the truth, the Chris Salcedo Show will never stop fighting for you.
The Chris Salcedo Show, for the news you need to know.